Fuck you.
Ah!
Good evening, fuckers.
Flagpole.
Flagpole.
What the fuck is going on? And happy Tuesday to everybody. If you're a Chief and Sean fan from Street Outlaws, you know what Happy Tuesday means. It's Tuesday, motherfuckers. And just got done watching Smackdown, so we figured get on here, do some Inside the Ropes, comment a little bit on the Elimination Chamber, on Raw, Smackdown, overall state of the WWE and where we're headed right now. Yeah. First, we'll talk about the Chamber a bit, and pre-show sucked. Actually, the pre-show tag match was better than the Tag Team Championship match. It was just the club against Miztourage. Why the fuck they even bothered, I'll never understand.
Yep.
But, one thing I'll say about that match, I was happy to see that the club is getting over with the fans again. The fans were definitely behind the club, chanting "Too Sweet" the whole match. It was very cool to see. Then it was time for the Chamber, and they started off Elimination Chamber with, right off the bat, a Chamber match. The women's Chamber match was the very first fucking thing they did. And those women set the tone, man. They should have at least, because it was a great Chamber match. We almost got everything we wanted to see in that match. We got, Sasha turning on Bayley. We got, Alexa looking pretty badass.
Had Alexa hit the Twisted Bliss off the fucking pod.
But there were some dislikes for me.
Oh, yeah.
Making Absolution look like shit.
Nah, well, yes, but Mandy Rose got the brunt of it.
No, Sonya Deville was eliminated right after her.
First woman eliminated from the Rumble, first woman eliminated from the first ever Elimination
Oh boy,
Chamber.
Sonya Deville was the second one, so what's the big deal? It made Absolution look really weak, and why would anybody take them serious at this point?
I can't.
Since Paige has been gone, the other two have become an afterthought.
Yep.
Seriously.
Which, if that's the case...
Paige was the center around the group.
If that's the case, then take Paige off TV, let her go home and recuperate, or whatever, and put somebody else in the spot. Put fucking Nia in the spot. I'd rather see Nia with them, or something like that.
That'd be pretty good for Nia.
You know what I mean? Do something, because otherwise, you just brought these two girls up for no reason.
Yeah.
Because they're completely being forgotten about right now. Paige's injury was the worst thing that happened to their careers.
Nope.
They were the first two eliminated. They were followed by Mickie James, which that didn't shock me all that much. No. And then it was Sasha was gone. No, Bayley.
Bayley went.
Yeah, Bayley was gone next after her and Sasha were fighting, and Alexa took advantage of it. Got Bayley out of there. Came down to to Sasha and Alexa. They went back and forth for a while. It was a good job by both of them. The Twisted Bliss off the top of the fucking pod was awesome. And eventually Alexa got the win. So she'll be heading to Mania as our champ. I don't think any of us thought there was a chance of anything different happening. And
with the people you had in the Chamber,
there's only really three choices.
I'll give the match, for the first ever time, the women in the Elimination Chamber, I'll give them a B+.
Same.
I thought it was pretty solid. The only thing keeping me from putting them in the A bracket is the way they did Absolution. I thought that was ridiculous. But besides that, I thought it was a great way to start the show.
Very nice way to start the show.
Gotta love the commentary.
I didn't see this damn pay-per-view.
He didn't even watch it.
After that,
I was going to watch it here, but then shit went down, so...
Yeah, sorry.
It's cool.
Dysfunctional city.
Bitch.
After that, it was... Was it the tag team title match next?
Was it?
I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was...
Which no one gave a shit.
Yeah, no. Who gave a shit? It was,
It was a test...
Titus Worldwide?
It was literally... If you haven't seen it, the entire fucking match... Are you having fun? Are you okay? Nice to meet you, too, buddy.
Can. No, just kidding.
Look at his hands like, da.
Banana. Literally, the entire match was Apollo, Sheamus, and Cesaro.
With Titus looking fat and out of shape.
With Titus looking fat and out of shape, trying to prove who's stronger by pushing each other across the ring like 3 fucking times.
It was a horrible match.
Barely any wrestling at all.
God-awful match.
So we're just going to skip this.
Yeah, the bar won.
Yeah.
Shocker.
That's all you need to know.
Shocker. I know, you're all really surprised.
For those of you that were chanting to Titus, you still got it, but I highly doubt any of you were. The man's looks fucking out of shape as ever.
I don't know who was chanting it and why they were. He did not have it.
No, he looked fat.
Old.
Yeah.
Out of shape. And in full-on manager mode.
He looked pregnant.
He looked in manager mode.
He looked blubber.
But it was a horrible match. I'm giving it an F. It was terrible.
Damn.
And the worst part about it was I had to see Cesaro and Sheamus once again do their I'm taking a shit kick.
You mean the Dragon Ball Z thing?
No, it looks like they're taking a shit. Because they both stand in front of each other. They go,
like 99% of Dragon Ball Z was not that.
It looks like they're, and then that last, plop, and then they kick the last shit out real quick.
Exactly.
Horrible.
Like Dragon Ball Z was not all that.
Horrible. After that, it was, I believe it was Nia and Asuka.
Yes, it was.
Which was a very good match. These two, they don't disappoint. Back and forth, lots of kicks and screaming and yelling at each other and all kinds of violence from two women. And at the end, Asuka got the win. I believe it was with the armbar, right?
No.
Or was it the Asuka lock?
Nope.
She pinned Nia?
Yep.
Really?
Nia picked her up for a power bomb. She reversed it into a Hurricane Rana roll-up and got the pin that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought she tapped her out, but maybe I wasn't.
Nope.
I had a lot going on. I could have.
And then after all that, fucking Nia put Asuka through a barricade.
Yeah. It was brutal. It was vicious. It was mean. It looked great.
Nia sold the shit out of it, too.
It also got me an image of what Asuka laying flat in my bed would look like. So that's always good.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I guess their rivalry's not quite done yet, and I don't, what the fuck else are you going to do for the next 4 weeks while you wait for Mania to get here?
Yeah.
So, and the question still remains, who's going to challenge who here? Is Asuka going to, are they going to go Asuka, Alexa? Because it seemed like that Monday night. I mean, we'll get to that in a second. Or are they going to go Asuka and Charlotte, which is what we all really want to see at this point? Was there anything else after that, or was it just
Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt?
Oh yeah, that fucking shit show.
It wasn't a bad match.
It was a shit show. Their matches are becoming more promo wars with some wrestling mixed in.
You have a gigantic good point there.
That's what it's becoming. They sitting there,
and then Bray Wyatt.
And then Bray sits there.
I really think Bray is laughing at him. I seriously think that Bray is
goes on for about 20
laughing.
minutes, then a punch is thrown, his sister Abigail is hit, a twist of fate comes out of nowhere, and the match is over. And then Matt stands there going, delete, delete, delete. I wish somebody would delete these fucking matches from my memory. I was so looking forward to this feud, and it's been horrible. I don't understand what's happening. It's more confusing than it is anything else. My head hurts watching these two.
My head hurts.
I even rewound this shit to try and understand what the fuck was going on. I can't.
Oh
Matt's woken, but he's broken. He's broken, woken. He's woken, broken. I don't know what the fuck he is. And Bray, poor fucking Bray is just up there going, I'm just glad I'm still getting a check. What the fuck? Let's go. You want me to laugh? Okay. I'll laugh. You want me to dance? I'll dance. I don't care. I got nothing else going on in my career right now. You guys ship me over to Raw, and I'm getting butt-fucked royally over here. So...
Oh my god.
The guy was the biggest heel on SmackDown. He is now the joke of Raw.
Held the world title on SmackDown.
He's now the towel boy on Raw. It's sad when his little brother being part of the Miztourage is a bigger accomplishment than him being Bray Wyatt.
That's really sad.
Dude, his little brother being part of the Miztourage is getting more TV time than Bray is.
Yeah.
What the flying fuck world are we in right now?
A guy that's just there to get tossed around by someone else is getting more TV time than Bray.
That's it. Yeah, Matt Hardy won.
Yeah.
Not that there was an actual match. Like I said, it was a lot of laughing. A few punches were thrown.
No, it was an actual match.
Twist of Fate landed. End the match.
It was actually pretty back and forth.
After that, it was time for the Chamber.
Yep.
And I was so excited. I love Elimination Chamber. The possibilities are endless in these matches. Superstars can get really creative and make shit up. I've always said since forever that those fucking areas outside the ring, they should make those openable so that they can hide fucking weapons down there and shit and make things really fucking interesting in that fucking bitch. And instead of getting this incredible match with the young, I won't say young talent, but the now talent, if you will.
Yeah.
Because the only past talent in this match was Cena and The Miz.
Yep.
They are guys from the past era, still trying to hold on. Miz is doing it really well.
Yeah.
But they're not guys from the now era. Besides that, the other 5 men in this match are all now wrestlers. They're now stars. And I was like, cool, these guys are going to get to show what they got. And instead, it was the biggest fucking Braun Strowman push I've ever seen. And you fucking fans out there and What Culture assholes and all you other fucking morons are the biggest hypocrites on earth. Because you probably loved Braun sitting there like fucking Superman, eliminating every other guy like he was a fucking fly. But if Roman had did that, you would have been booing your asses off the whole damn night.
Yeah, for those of you that didn't watch it, this was the order of elimination. Braun eliminates Miz. Then eliminates Elias. Then
I am Elias.
Then
I got power slammed.
I got power slammed.
By the gayest finisher in wrestling.
Your dog died.
Then
I dated your mom. And
she's got herpes.
Now your stepdad. Your bedtime is now 2 hours earlier.
I'm going to sing you a lullaby.
Do you want to walk with Elias?
Will you feed my cat?
Then Braun eliminates Cena, which is kind of surprising because I thought Finn was going before everybody else.
But wait, there's more Braun Strowman coming.
There's more. Then Braun eliminates Finn Balor.
Yes.
And then just when we got the two Shield Brethren against Braun, nope, Braun overpowers again and eliminates Rollins.
Yep.
So now we're down.
Just think about this. Think about what they did in this match. There was not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, there was 5 former world champions in this match.
Yes, there was.
And Braun eliminated all of them like they were the fucking retarded kid at the end of the school bus.
Not to mention they pushed the shit out of Elias only to make him last like 10 minutes in the match.
Pause. I am gonna use that joke for so long.
It was fucking horrible. It was the worst thing I had ever seen. They took what was a main event and turned it into the Braun Strowman shit show. And he got exposed horribly in this match. I'm sorry. I'm surprised fans were cheering him. He so got exposed. You have got 3 moves, big man. They talk about Cena's 5 moves of death. What the fuck? Braun's got 3. Pick you up, throw you around. Which way he does it. Whatever. He does a drop kick, which isn't really a drop kick. It's him falling and lifting his legs up. And he's got a power slam. Oh, sorry, 4. He's got the club of death. Ugh. Me, Braun, you dead. This is what he did the whole fucking night. He got hit with every finisher in the book, but all of a sudden he lifts you up on his shoulder, carries you around for a second, and lays down with you, and that's enough to beat you. You want to fucking complain about the Superman punch? Seriously? At least it's a punch to the jaw. All Braun does is pick you up and fall.
And it kind of sucks. Elias was the last person in. It was known. He was the last person in. Comes
It looks
in.
like a fucking tickle fight, and it's a finisher.
Comes in, does nothing. Literally, maybe a big boot here and there. Then Braun comes in, picks you up, slams him. And I'm like...
This was the Elimination Chamber match in a nutshell. Boom. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Wait, something else is good. Nope, wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3. This is all we saw all fucking night.
Yeah.
That's it.
And
that was the entirety of the Elimination Chamber. You added in a 6th fucking guy just so Braun, the 7th man, could pin him. so we can see another fucking stupid power slam. He's fucking 6'8", 300 and something pounds, and he can't do anything better than walking around with someone on his shoulder? But no, we all let's cheer Braun because he comes out like a big fucking Neanderthal and goes, Braun! Holy fuck, but we're not going to complain about this. No. What we're going to complain about from the chamber, if we're 90% of the other fans in the world, is that Braun got pushed the entire match, and at the very end of it, he lost to Roman Reigns, and of course, no, see? No one could beat Roman. What the fuck are you idiots talking about? Roman pinned one person that night. He just happened to be the guy who pinned everyone else. Fuck me. At least Roman does other things. At least, he can talk without sounding like he's got a cock jammed down his throat. You're gonna get these hands. That would be good if he threw punches. He doesn't. He just runs around clubbing people and throwing them. You're gonna get these hands, boy. I'm yet to see him throw a combination punch. You say those kinds of things when, like when you're Tank Abbott, who used to come out in WWE, throw a right hand and knock people out. It works better for Roman throwing the Superman punch. Even though it's the gayest Superman punch on the planet, it still works better. But Braun Strowman, the man who doesn't even throw a fucking punch, is telling you, you're gonna get these hands, son. And you fuckers look at his back acne and fall in love. Oh, I'm done. You can go now.
I love our channel.
I thought it was like... Honestly...
You say anything other than a shit show, I'm going to throw you out.
I saw... It was a shit show. But honestly, I look back...
Shit show.
At an old Elimination Chamber match.
Shit show.
Where it was SummerSlam 2003. And it was... Goldberg.
Shit show.
Chris Jericho.
Shit show.
Triple H.
Shit show.
Who the fuck else was in it?
Shit show.
And I looked at that match comparing it to last night. I'm like, wow, these are both...
Shit shows.
Yeah. And I'm like, wow. But the one with Braun was a little bit worse.
It was a shit
because
show.
At least the one in 2003, everyone was eliminating everybody.
You know what Braun Strowman is? I'm going to tell you what he is. He is a throwback to the 80s wrestlers that couldn't wrestle, couldn't do more than like 2 moves, came out, picked you up, threw you around, walked out and won.
Yep. That's correct.
And all of a sudden, this is what we all want. Meanwhile, Roman comes out every night and puts his fucking life on the line trying to do moves no man his size should be doing.
Yeah.
And, we boo him because the company's pushing him too much. Meanwhile, Braun fucking kills everybody in the world, but he's not getting pushed enough.
Yeah, right.
Fucking
right? Yeah. And then on Raw the following night, as soon as Roman's music cues, everyone's booing the shit out of him, right?
That was like 60-40.
But still, you heard more boos than cheers.
You hear the boos more because those people they don't give up.
Yeah, they don't.
They're like Floyd Mayweather haters.
But then, after Roman just takes a magical shit on Lesnar.
Oh my God, the greatest promo I've heard in a long fucking time.
All of a sudden, everyone's cheering.
That wasn't even just a promo. That was a shoot.
So now we're moving on to Raw, right?
So now we got some theories here.
Let's just give you the quick, because we jumped way ahead on Raw here too. This wasn't the first thing that happened, but fuck it.
But it's the most interesting thing that happened.
Roman comes out, and the theory is right now that everybody's trying to say is that this was written, this was scripted. I have a hard time believing that, because if this was scripted, this was WWE then taking a giant shit on Brock Lesnar, which I don't see Vince doing until he absolutely knows for sure that he's losing Lesnar.
Yeah.
Because he makes too much money with Brock to want to piss him off.
Yep.
Okay? This seemed more like Brock Lesnar being Brock Lesnar and being a bit entitled and knowing that he's the king of the fucking WWE right now and deciding last minute, I'm not coming to the show. I'm going to stay here with Dana and get fucked up. And Roman got pissed off because now, instead of having his confrontation with Lesnar and hyping up Mania, He had to go out there and carry it on his own, which when you're wrestling Brock Lesnar, when it comes to promo work, you might get one Paul Heyman promo before your match. Besides that, it falls on the other guy. It really does. And I'm sure that the other guys in the back are getting fed up with it. It's one thing for Brock to be a big attraction who shows up here and there and has a huge match. It was another thing to put the title on him and then expect the other guys to be okay with it.
Like, even The Miz is kind of sick of it. I mean, think about it. Like, look at, like, some of the other people. Like, look at The Miz. Like, and, like, I know he said...
Sure.
No, like, listen to this. Like, freaking Miz, like, freaking... Like, as he saes, he's made the Intercontinental title, like, a mainstay on the show and stuff like that.
He's made it very relevant again.
Imagine, like, freaking... He, like, makes the... Like, the freaking title, like, feel like the world title because Brock isn't there. He gets, like, a big match that a lot of people want to see, stuff like that.
I think
it's like the main event thing at a pay-per-view, and they're like, oh, no, Brock wants to wrestle at this thing. Up the card you go.
Well, that's essentially what's happened to him, though. When Brock hasn't been around, they have kind of pushed Miz to the forefront.
Yeah.
The matches with Roman for the Intercontinental title, you know, the feud with the Shield kind of thing, all that. That was all because Brock wasn't around. And then Brock returns, and Miz is pushed back to mid-card.
And not only that, like, Brock is not even doing anything while he's away. He's not doing live events. He's not doing anything.
He's just taking his
He just
time.
gets put right back in the main event picture right off the bat.
Granted. You got to give credit to Brock Lesnar. He knows how to work out his contract.
Yeah, he's a smart son of a
Because
bitch.
he cut one hell of a contract for himself.
Yeah.
Thing is ironclad, and he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But for a guy like Roman, who you can boo Roman all you want, you can say that he's pushed too much or whatever, the dude doesn't miss a fucking show.
Nope.
The only time I've ever remembered him missing anything was when he had the surgery.
No.
Yeah.
When he had that fucking disease shit.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Two serious things.
Yeah.
Surgery, the disease thing that was fucking putting people in the hospital. Besides that, Roman doesn't miss a Raw. He doesn't miss a pay-per-view. He doesn't miss live shows. He's one of those guys like Seth Rollins, like Finn Balor, like so many other superstars who 340 days a year
is there.
Are doing nothing but wrestling. That's it. Putting their bodies through hell to please the fans and to get moved up in the company. But on Raw lately, there's been a very real glass ceiling. But it wasn't glass. It was plated glass with a fucking steel barricade underneath it that was Brock Lesnar. You could only get to right here because to become the main event guy on Raw, you had to beat Lesnar, and then everybody knows that's not happening right now. So I, for one, really hope that at Mania, Roman spears the shit out of Brock, takes the title, and we start seeing some of these matches we've all been dying to see. I got news for everyone booing Roman Reigns. He is your only hope right now. The only hope you have is that the company believes Roman can beat Brock, they put him on for the win, and then you will start seeing the Finn Balor's of the world in the title picture. Because you're not going to get those guys until Brock's out of the way. Because Vince doesn't believe that Finn Balor can believably beat Brock Lesnar. And let's be fair here, I don't think anybody does.
No.
I mean, if Styles loses to Brock, come on.
Yeah, I mean, so, you know, Roman's fucking shoot on Lesnar was fantastic. I don't care if it was scripted or not, it was great.
It didn't sound scripted.
No,
it was a shoot. It was a shoot.
It sounded like Roman pissed off, and at the end of it, he even said, now I'm going to go back and take my ass chewing like a man, and threw down the mic and walked out. He didn't pump up the crowd saying, I'm going to beat Brock Lesnar about...
No.
He didn't play to the crowd at all. This was just him saying,
but,
fuck you, Brock, and I'm done.
Now, like you brought up last night, this could either work well for Mania or be a very big travesty for Mania.
It could be, because if Vince takes this as Roman went out against my word for the first time, and I need to put him back in place now, if the plans were for Roman to take the title off Brock, it could change. It could also be Brock turns and says, well, I don't believe that was Roman by himself. I think the company had him say that, and if they did, well, fuck them. I'm going to show up at Mania, and I'm going to lay the fuck down. I'm not going to wrestle. I'm going to destroy the main event at WrestleMania.
Which, if that's the case, it's going to be a replay of what happened at WrestleMania 20, when we had fucking the horrible shit show of Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar.
Or it could just turn into an actual shoot fight where Lesnar just freaking...
And they actually start really hitting each other.
And Lesnar kills Roman Reigns.
Yeah. I'm sorry, like, you gotta think about kayfabe in this. Freaking pro wrestling and training for that versus training in the UFC
Listen,
are two
Roman
totally
looks
different
like a
things.
tough dude.
Yeah, but you're going
But
up
you're going
against somebody
against the
like
former
that.
UFC champ.
Yeah.
You're going to die.
And there's also heavy rumors that the limo that randomly showed up last night during the whole Braun and
That was
Elias
never
segment,
explained.
That was never explained, so it had to be Vince.
there are very heavy rumors that it was Vince coming to the show.
Coming to chew out Roman Reigns. Were the rumors.
Either chew out Roman or calm Roman down. But Roman, like
Because you gotta think
many
about it.
other guys, listen, many other guys, if you think about it, there's only one other guy that I could think of off the top of my head that went out there, said, fuck what the company thinks at this point. I'm going to go out there and speak my fucking mind whether they like it or not. And that was Punk.
There's only one guy in the company right now that could have probably done that and gotten away with it.
Cena.
And that's John Cena. He's the only one that could have come out and said that, but it would have been hypocritical from John.
Yeah.
Because right now, John's not around all the time.
No.
So he can't talk about Brock not being around all the time.
Nope.
Because John gets the same treatment. He disappears for fucking months, comes back, and gets put right back in the title picture.
Yep.
It just happened on SmackDown. Like,
And me and Nick were like talking about this earlier on the phone, like today. We're thinking like, what would happen with freaking WWE's reputation if this shit happens at Mania? Like, it would really hurt WWE. We were talking, we're like thinking, if this shit were to happen at Mania, whether Brock just lies down and gets pinned or shoots on Roman to like force himself to keep the title and stuff like that, I really feel WWE's gonna go just be desperate and go through their freaking blacklist book looking for names that they said would never come back, just to bring some good reputation back to the company. People's names like Punk,
well, we'll
like
let
Jarrett,
the way,
or not Jarrett, but like, you know what I mean.
What we'll really find out what's going on is in 2 weeks. Because Brock's not slated to be on Raw next week, but he is slated to be on the week after that. So, if Brock Lesnar appears at that Raw, then we can assume that everything is still smooth sailing for now.
Yeah.
If we get another Brock no-show, at that point do you start to wonder, is Brock done? You know, is Lesnar ready to walk away from the WWE?
Well, we already knew he was ready to walk away from the WWE. I knew this last year because after the whole... I know we talk about UFC and shit like this, and there's wrestling right now, but freaking when John Jones freaking won the title from DC and shit, he called out Lesnar.
Yes.
And we knew that was going to happen.
But it hasn't hurt Brock's performance.
Oh, it hasn't. I'm not saying it hasn't.
He's been fantastic when he's been there.
Yeah, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying those were when the rumors started to start about him coming back and stuff like that, and he even said that his contract ends after Mania, the night after, and then he's going to go back to the UFC, but you're talking about
I don't see
doing this shit? Like,
any
I don't know.
angle where Lesnar keeps the title at Mania.
I don't see it either.
I really don't, only because he's leaving the next day. So unless they get a contract worked out with him before Mania, I don't see how he leaves champion. But if they're this mad at Roman for what he did, there is a way that you can get somebody else in that match that winds up leaving champ. So we'll have to wait and see how it plays out. Aside from the Roman Reigns...
I also think, and I said this to him earlier, it's way too coincidental. It could be a hypothetical thing. It could just be a coincidence. I think it was kind of a revenge thing from Dana White. WWE takes Rhonda. And magically, days later, Dana's talking to Brock.
I think you're making too much out of that because, number one, WWE didn't take Rhonda. Either A, Rhonda's contract was up with the UFC, or B, Dana agreed to it and signed off on her leaving. Because if she still had a contract, there's no way she could have walked away. So I don't think there's anything there. I think this is just Dana going, Brock Lesnar's a big draw, brings in a lot of fans. If I can bring him back, I'm going to bring him back. Plain and simple. I don't think this is Dana doing anything malicious. I think it's just Dana being the businessman he is.
Yeah.
There's an opportunity to make money. Brock Lesnar's name brings viewers. If Brock wants to come back, I'm bringing Brock back. Even if it's only for one fight where Lesnar gets exposed because he is 40-something years old now and he never learned anything more in MMA than what he learned.
Yeah.
So even if he gets exposed, so what? If one fucking pay-per-view makes astronomical numbers, it's good for the UFC.
Yeah.
Besides the Roman shoot on Lesnar, the only other moments on Raw that were worth talking about was Cena's little interview where he came out and said he was going to call out The Undertaker, but WWE told him that wouldn't happen. And then he said, well, then I'm going to make my way there by going to Smackdown and blah, blah, blah. I think it's more an angle. We've all heard the rumors at this point. We've all heard a lot of them. We've all seen the videos of Taker training. It looks like Taker's coming back for one more.
No, dear God, he's going to die.
See, I think, though, if he is coming back for one more, Cena's the guy
To do it with.
Because Cena has that level of respect and professionalism to slow himself down to make Taker look good. Cena doesn't do really fast-paced matches. He's more slow-paced, power moves, and Taker can keep up with him. Roman is more of that hybrid kind of thing. Yeah, they're high impact, but there are a lot of fast turnaround moves, the spears, all that stuff. It was a bad mix-up.
Yeah.
Besides that, the other thing that happened was the Miz thing. Getting beat by Rollins and Balor in one night. And it looks like that's going to lead to possibly a triple threat at Mania for the Intercontinental title. Which I hope, because if Miz isn't going to hold on to the title, those are one of the two guys I'd love to see have it.
Oh, yeah.
And then the Raw ended with Ronda Rousey. And Rhonda continues to get huge pops from the crowd. Kurt Angle came out with her and said that he lied. None of what he said was true. He had the flu. He had pneumonia. He didn't even know what he said. He apologized to Triple H and Stephanie. Stephanie apologized to Rhonda for slapping her. And then as they're leaving the ring, Triple H turned around and hit Kurt Angle with the Mike Tyson right hand. Had to be something that Mike Tyson gave him. Because one right hand knocked Kurt Angle out. Kurt Angle, who's been put through tables, who's been thrown off of things, who wrestled with the Shield not that long ago and got his ass whooped.
Who won a gold medal with a broken freaking neck.
But one right hand dropped him for like 10 minutes.
Yep.
And that's the way Raw ended. With Rhonda in the ring with Kurt, who was on the ground, still rolling around in pain from one right hand.
Yep.
SmackDown was